This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 458, Mentorship and the Monster Under the Bed, Part 1, by Mike Smerklo of MikeSmerklo.com. And I am Dan, your host and narrator, and welcome to this very first day of 2022. Happy New Year to you, and I hope things are off to a great start. Today's post is a little longer than normal, so I'm going to read the first half for you right now and then finish up the rest tomorrow. So with that, let's kick off the new year with part 1 from Mike Smerklo as we start optimizing your life. Mentorship and the Monster Under the Bed, Part 1, by Mike Smerklo of MikeSmerklo.com. When I meet a prospective entrepreneur, I have one very simple question that tells me everything I need to know. You might be surprised, because it has nothing to do with business plans, strategy, market size, or even future aspirations. Of course, I want to know about these things, but my real make or break question is simple. Can you tell me what mentors you have now and how you lean on these relationships to help solve any key problem you are facing? Why this question? Well, it really comes down to dealing with the monster under the bed, which I'll just call the monster from now on. When you're an entrepreneur, the monster shows up more often than not, and usually when you are least prepared to deal with the beast. What exactly am I talking about here? I use the monster image for what can otherwise be called moments that really make you question if you, as the fearless leader, actually know what the heck you're doing in your job. I'm not talking about the daily grind that is the entrepreneur's journey, nor am I referring to the fact that the journey never gets easy. We all know that the ups and downs just keep coming. Rather, the monster represents those rock-you-to-your-core moments that can only be fully experienced in the moment. It could be a loss of a major customer, a new unexpected competitor, the departure of a key executive, or an unfortunate series of poor judgment calls that makes you doubt your own capabilities to be running the show. And let me be clear, if you are an entrepreneur and you claim that you have never had one of these moments, then you are either delusional or full of or both. I have had more of these moments than I can count, and it is not a pretty mental space to occupy. Not only is the issue real, but it's in this moment that the loneliness of the job is omnipresent. Your options are pretty limited as to where to get input. Do you call your board? How about your team? Maybe go home and talk to your partner. Sure, mom will take your call and tell you she loves you, but can she help you find a new head of sales? Mentorship and monster slaying. As an entrepreneur, you must push forward and keep charging, even when the monster is breathing really loud and you swear he's sleeping under your bed. So this isn't about courage, motivation, or sticking to your guns. Rather, this is about getting advice from someone who not only knows you, but also knows enough about the subject matter in question, and who also has the wherewithal to give you objective advice. Every great entrepreneur needs a mentor. It's that simple. That is why I ask this one question. Recognition of this need is the first step. Finding a group of great mentors is another step. The third step is using your mentors to help you slay the monster, regain your courage, and go back to building your amazing business. Here are the 5 lessons I learned about mentorship during my entrepreneurial journey. Lesson number 1, don't go it alone. Just about every great entrepreneur has a mentor. Whenever you read about the great ones, the story is always told after the fact and when the genius of the entrepreneur is obvious. Gates, Jobs, Benioff, Schultz, amazing entrepreneurs, undoubtedly faced the monster at some point on their journey. But the story that often isn't told is that each of the really great ones has relied on some form of mentorship to help them fight whatever form their personal demon took. The point is simple. If the best of the best of the best rely on the power of mentorship, why wouldn't you? Mentors can help you in a variety of ways, and there is no one-size-fits-all. A good relationship with a mentor will also be bi-directional, meaning that both the mentor and the mentee benefit from the relationship. Inc. magazine published a good short interview with Damon John of Shark Tank, who explains why all entrepreneurs, even him, need mentors to educate them on everything from fashion trends to acquiring digital skills. Quote, technology is moving so fast and it's so vast that having a mentor and someone who's teaching you the fundamentals, where things are going and how to move accurately and spend your time, is essential. End quote. Lesson number 2. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. I can remember one of my biggest challenges as an entrepreneur when I was struggling to find an exceptional sales leader, even though my business was in hyper-growth mode. At one particular dark moment, after the fourth straight VP of sales didn't work out, I was at my wit's end and was starting to question my own judgment and capabilities as a CEO. I really didn't know what to do. It was at this very dark moment that I had lunch with one of my mentors, the former CEO of Veritas, Mark Leslie. I got to know Mark back in my banking days and had nurtured a relationship with him for several years, keeping in touch with him and updating him on my progress running Service Source. I knew Mark was teaching a course at Stanford, and it was focused on what he was calling the sales learning curve, basically helping MBA students get prepared for managing the sales function. But now came the hard part. Even though I knew Mark and was in somewhat regular contact with him, the only real way I was going to get what I needed was to have the courage to admit I was screwing up in my job, admit the mistakes I was making, and ask for his help. When I sought his input, I was open about the problems I was facing, the self-doubt I was feeling, and the issues that I was wrestling with in detail. I left nothing out and openly admitted my mistakes. Why? Because with a mentor, you can do just that. This should be a judgment-free relationship, different than your board, by the way, and that's what makes it work. I will tell you more about Mark's specific advice to me in a future post, but suffice it to say he is a real expert in this area. It was game-changing for me and my business. Lesson number 3. Hear that on tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled Mentorship and the Monster Under the Bed by Mike Smerklo of MikeSmerklo.com. Not all work collaboration tools are created equal. Some help you organize your company's information. Others allow you to manage projects together. Notion does both. It's one tool for your whole team to do it all, so beautifully designed, everyone will want to use it. For companies of all sizes, Notion provides one central and customizable workspace that can be tailored to fit any team and bring all teams together to get more done and move faster. Notion is an all-in-one team collaboration tool that combines note-taking, document sharing, wikis, project management, and much more into one space that's simple, powerful, and beautifully designed. Find out how Notion may be the missing piece your team needs to grow, get more done, and delight everyone who uses it in the process. It's what our team here at OLD uses to keep track of everything, and we highly recommend it. Learn more and get started for free at notion.so. You can check it out on your own and invite as many folks as you want to see how it works. Take the first step toward an organized, happy team today. Again, at notion.so. That's notion.so. And thank you to Mike. He is the author of Mr. Monkey and Me, a real talk guide to cultivating a mindset to support greatness in entrepreneurs. And I actually narrated an excerpt from that book back in episode 88, so feel free to check that out. Mike is an experienced entrepreneur, investor, and business leader driven by the desire to turn ideas into reality. Having bought and scaled a small business into a publicly traded company worth nearly $1 billion in value, he has a deep understanding of the hard work, dedication, and grit that truly powers successful entrepreneurship. Today, as the co-founder and managing director of Next Coast Ventures, Mike is a champion for a new generation of entrepreneurs building disruptive companies in big markets. So he is a great fit, obviously, for this show. And you can come by his site to check out his work. That's MikeSmerklo.com, and Smerklo is spelled Smerklo. And as usual, I do have that linked in this episode's description for you. But that is going to do it for today. I hope you are having a great start to your year if you are listening in real time. And I'll be back here with you tomorrow, and that's where we're going to finish up this post and where your optimal life awaits.